Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's taking so long to do a video, but here's the next project. Yes, the 1979 Dodge D100. I'm kind of jammed up here in the shop, as you can see, because I've been working on a bunch of stuff lately. But this is the next project. Let's talk about the truck quick. I can't get a very good shot of it in here. Was originally a slant 6 truck. Now we did the Magnum 360 swap. We're test fitting some stuff in here. I'm going to go through the wiring harness, but that has a lot to do with what the induction system is going to be, and I'll tell you about that in the next video. So the truck is a 79. The motor is a 95 360 out of a van. Guy called me up, wrecked van, come get it. So I went and bought it off him, popped the hood thinking 318, boom, Magnum 360. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to keep this one. The van had good miles on it. The guy maintained it, so I pulled it apart. It looked like new inside. When I pulled it out of the van, you can see it's got the van valve covers on it. I kept and labeled a lot of the parts, including the motor mounts. Passenger side, driver side. Balancer's 360 unique. But now this is a Magnum. So I've read different things on the internet about Magnums and LA 360s. And I'll tell you my take on it now that I've done it. Here's the rest of the truck. I like the patina. You know, it's rough down the sides, a few holes down there, but I'll show you in a second. No power steering, no power brakes truck. I said this is the one, short bed, D100. I'm going to swap it. Put the 360 in it. I'm reusing the exhaust manifolds. I had the heads off. Put a cam in it, put valve springs in it, went over all the gaskets. I didn't crack the bottom end. I didn't crack the pistons out of it or anything. I said, let me do this on the budget. So I left the short block alone, except for new gaskets. Bearings were good, rings were good. Threw the cam in it, threw valve springs in it. Used the mounts from the van. Bought new rubber isolators from the frame. You know, Chinese reman parts, they didn't work the best, but they went in place. They bolt from underneath. They bolt. You'll see inside your mount there. Then, since it's got no power steering, I was going to use the LA. I got a new LA timing cover. The block off for the fuel pump should give you a hint as to which way we're going. I bought an LA 77 Dodge water pump because the Magnums are reverse rotation because the way the serpentine belt runs. This, I'm only running an alternator, strictly an alternator, so I need a regular water pump. I got Napa new cast aluminum water pump, $39. Threw that on new hose. I did put the Chinese intake manifold on it. I don't know if I'm going to regret that yet or what. We'll see. I'm getting rid of the lousy Dodge wiring, and it'll be nice and simple and clean new wiring. 360 is externally balanced, so you use the balancer. The torque converter had a weight on it, and the flex plate was neutral. This truck was 3 on the tree. So I said, you know what? This is it. That'll give you a hint. It's now got a TKX 5-speed in it. Shifter. There it is coming through the floor. I have to do some work on the floor. Not a real big deal. I'm going to put a factory looking air cleaner back on. I'm going to redo some of the gauges and stuff. But boom, there's the shifter. There's the 5-speed poking through, TKX. Called American Powertrain for that. They sent me the flywheel for a Magnum 360, externally balanced. They sent me the bell housing. They sent me the clutch. They sent me the hydraulic clutch setup. We'll go over that right here. Working on the brakes. I'm going to redo the brakes. They sent me the cross member and the hydraulic clutch setup. I didn't put that in yet, though the engine is sitting. The engine is sitting in the truck. I'm working on the transmission mount. I reused the factory cross member. I didn't use the cross member that they sent me. This one here. This has a big, I'll show you, but it has a big cross member that goes across the truck. Uses this Mopar tranny mount. Drops in the cross member. If you guys know Mopars, you're familiar with it. Drop this in, bolts to the bottom of the transmission. This won't bolt to the bottom of the TKX though. So what I did is I wanted to use the cross member. And I put this mount in it. It lines up back in the factory holes in the frame. And it's right underneath the transmission. If I use this mount, I made this plate to go across this. I'm going to cut these ears off. I do have to drop it a little closer. So I think I'm going to cut these ears off. And I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. Here's my new plate. I'm going to put it up in there. This all gets tack welded together. Now this holds the TKX in the Mopar cross member with the Mopar mount. We'll see how it holds up if I start beating on it. If the motor mounts in the trans mount, maybe I'll have to get polyurethane ones. For now, to get it on the road, I just got the cheap OE replacement, and we'll see how it does. We'll see how it acts. But again, intake manifold, distributor, exhaust manifolds. Still has the truck oil pan on it. I'll put the dipstick back in. So there's a truck dipstick. I went to the junkyard. I found a D100, a 1-ton dually. It was junked. I stole the pulley setup off of it, the crank pulley, the water pump pulley, and I got the alternator and brackets off it just because that's the only thing it's running is the alternator. I had gone through for internal regulation. Let me see if I have that handy. That prospector. Here's the alternator. Freshly rebuilt, converted to 1 wire. There's my water pump pulley. There's my brackets. I'm throwing a quick rattle can on them. Look at the patina this thing's got. I'll do something with this. And I think I'm going to try and do the interior in red in this. See how the door panel, I just was like checking the color. I got new door panels out of that dump truck for this thing. Has the cool small mirrors on it. Wing windows. So I have the alternator for it. Regular water pump pulley. Crank pulley. I'm going to go get the exhaust done on it before I fire it up. Motor mounts. I'm getting rid of the fuel line over there. I went online. Measured the distance. Because these trucks came with all kinds of different radiators in them. And I've seen them like notched out to here. I've seen them all over the place. But I measured the OE radiator that fit in here, and it was. Then the dump truck actually had the same one with an LA 360, and I might go back and get that engine. But So I took the measurements, went online, and found the aluminum replacement radiator. So I'll probably give that a dusting of satin blacks because I like the motor compartment to look stock. I'm going to put a big factory air cleaner on it with dual snorkels on it. I got to figure out how to hook up the heater hoses. This is a new hose from Auto Parts. I do like the spring clamps. One hose from your heater pump. The other one, you know, on a factory Mopar comes in here. Well, I pulled the fittings out of the Magnum intake manifold for the water pump for the bypass hose. And the one that goes up front, that one right there in the back, it fits there. But I don't know if I want to run another heater hose over top the thermostat housing, or I want to squeeze it in back there. So I'll let you know what I'm going to do there for the routing of the heater hoses. Yeah, 1, 2. I'll let you know what I'm going to do there. Don't have to worry about training cooler lines because we went with the TKX 5-speed. This thing's going to be fun. Clutch pedals are already in it. I got to hook up the hydraulic clutch linkage. I didn't decide to lower it yet. I didn't do anything with the suspension yet. I'm going to go over the drum brakes and put all new brake lines on it, leave the discs up front. But that's what's happening with this thing. If I can answer any questions about the swap, I'm probably forgetting something. Shoot, drop me a message. I'm going to go over the truck, make it, you know, redo the, you know, make it, it's still going to look like this, but I'm going to make it, the weather stripping, redo that. I'll probably redo the glass and the glass weather stripping. I'm going to make the interior nice looking, but I'm going to leave the patina on the outside and clean up the engine compartment. So that's it for now. When I get it up in the air and underneath there, I'll show you some more stuff with the transmission. Like I said, American Powertrain helped with the bell housing, the clutch, the flywheel, transmission, the shifter. They gave me the complete package, including that universal cross member, but I was able to reuse the factory Dodge truck cross member. Check it out. Stay tuned. I'll post another video soon. Thanks.